Hello, welcome back. This is week 10, and this is like I'd say the last week. I'll come back to this in January, but this is gonna be like a pause. Say like the first chapter, and I think this. There's two like phases that I wanted to test this for. In a good bull market and see, okay, are we performing the same as that? And I want to test this in like bad conditions, to see if, okay, do I not lose as much um, in those conditions? And I think this first chapter has identified that it is still a strong strategy in a bull market, right? Bull market, our time period has been very strong these last 2.5 months. So we'll see later on how like crazy it's been this week or these couple months. So here we have basically the first. This is like the first, I'd say, I don't know, chapter of this. Really, you can see this. This what when you first look at this, you first realize, oh, here was going quite bad. Now you have to realize that in this time interval, from I'd say around 10:1 to 10:15 around here, this is or I guess I switched on here, but this is a different. Uh, the portfolio was differently structured here, and then so from here on out, I used the exact same thing. Here I used it. It was almost the exact same thing as over here, but this part was quite different in that the majority. I'll explain. In this first part, there was the hedge, and then there was the long term. The long term could either be, um, it could be right. It could be QQQ, so Nasdaq, um, SPY, or Dow, and in between all those three, I could either buy it or not, or just hold cash. So I had that option. And I sold it at the end of the day. I sold everything at the end of the day. So I did that around here. Then I decided in this period to use that majority long and be able to add the option of short. So, but this is non-leverage. So I decided, okay, if I'm able to hold cash or long, why not add a short option? And so I did that. It didn't go well. And then so here I decided, you know what? I'm already complicating. I already have to think a lot about my hedge. So then I can let me just have the majority of it just the exact same thing, never change it, which is I'll just leave it SPY, just market, beta. So just leave it as that, and then the other whatever, the other around 40 to 30 to 40%, I can hedge that. And so that's what I did basically from here on out. You can see if you just look at this period, right? This whole period where I used that same strategy, it was basically quite good. I mean, in comparison to the market over here, it gained a bunch over here and then went back down. But the market was pretty much basically at zero around this period, and then it kind of went back down and then it went back up. But I mean, and then in this case, here I had the option to hold or cash, and I saw at the end of the day, you can see it still basically went up. So I think this is kind of an outlier period. I want to test this strategy I've been doing here in a bad time period. So I want to, during January to around June, let's hope like there's some bad periods, and then I can test it out there, and then if it shows there that it doesn't lose as much, then even better, and I have both cases and where it does really well. So here we have the dollar amount over here, so it's a bit a little the dollar amount actually compounded a lot in the run over here, so it was around a zero point 0.4 difference from the percentage to the compound. Here last week was really really good, almost hitting at 5%. This week was also quite good. I mean, we around 0.5%, so we didn't lose money. And then over here we hit 1% on Thursday, so I mean, not pretty good. Earning money is good. Nasdaq, we basically ended basically zero and was almost zero. A little Nasdaq ended a little bit higher, but you can see that the point here I want to like kind of state is that, look, someone might have said here, oh look, why I could have just held Nasdaq, right, and I would have performed the exact same thing as you, right? But the thing is, the idea is every day I'm switching positions, so I can have the option when it falls down, I don't lose, right? So when it falls down here, I didn't lose. When it went up here, I didn't do that well, so then I had the opposite. I was short before the election, so then I took a hit. But then later when it came back down, I earned there. Then when it went a little up, I lost here, but then in the end, I got this good momentum for it going up, and I basically just went up. Um, Here, what I said before, it's kind of a weird period, but like same thing here. When it fell down, I didn't lose. So I want to have a bigger time period of a bigger loss. Like this is really good bull. Um, but in comparison to SPY later on, it's still we still performed a lot more than SPY. So here we have this week. So the Nasdaq also this week did really well, 3.18, 40% of days, just 0.53. So I mean this week was really good for Nasdaq. I don't think next week will be as good. We'll see. But I mean next week I won't do this. So this so we in the end we actually outperformed exactly 50% of days. So I mean that's pretty good. I mean one day you don't, one day you do. I mean if you're not just losing a bunch, then that's pretty good. Here we have so we you can see we basically almost ended the same. Almost, we were pretty close. And I've taken all the exchange fees into here, so this is all clear net of fees. In my strategy, there's a lot. The total fee amount is 0.05%. Um, so the fees divided by the total like capital. In Nasdaq, you only have the fee of when you sell it, so you just hold and then you sell it once. So you have the exchange fee, so it's only once. And in here, I have to do that around 3 to 4 times a week. So those fees are around 16 times more for me. They're still little amounts, but and then it has an effect. But we still ended up outperforming SPY and Dow later on, and almost the same as Nasdaq. S&P 500, you can see we did really, really well. A lot better than it, to be honest. We totally went up here in this part, got the momentum. Yeah, pretty good. Here, S&P 500, so basically it did 0.8% this week, 0.53, same thing for 40%. Overall, exactly same as Nasdaq 50, and then we outperformed around 2% more, a little more, so that's really good. I mean, in 2.5 months, and SPY is a 6.7%, that's really good. So considering I've outperformed that even a good amount by 2% is, impressive, for sure. And then right now I just want to see if I can at least hold this value in a bad period, because then that's the advantage, right? The advantage is that it's actively being managed. So let's say theoretically you would get your gains on a good day, and on a bad day you wouldn't lose as much. That's the theoretical. Now it's hard to do that. So here you can see Dow Jones, it was doing really, really well, outperforming all the indices, and then later on it kind of just slumped this week and actually was the only index that ended negative. And then we still did a really good jump. So as you can see, and then negative 0.61, and that's 0.53, so pretty good, around the same days. And then here, this is the only index that we gained more than 50%, so 51.9. And that's still pretty good. And then we also outperformed by 2.7%, so that's even more. So then here we have everything. You can see Nasdaq just didn't stop. This is kind of what I expected it to end. I expected Nasdaq to be on top. Then you have SPY, and then you have Dow, the blue. So I mean, this is what I expected. There were weird time periods like before when you had Dow outperforming everything, or you had maybe QQQ, Nasdaq at the worst. I don't know, but I kind of expected like that, and my goal was to be above SPY. So in between Nasdaq and SPY, and basically we are same as Nasdaq. In most of the times, over here we're a lot higher than everything. We're outperforming everything. And this time here basically the same, and then here we're significantly underperforming, but then we took the edge and then we got it. So that's good. So yeah, the daily percent goal overall, which was 0.17, we hit 0.16, so this is really good. 0.16 mean per day. Here you have each day. We hit the second biggest win on Thursday, and it was kind of because like I had a bad day, then a good day, a bad day, and then I kind of recovered both of these losses. So we had our second biggest day on Thursday, so that was really good. And yeah, we ended at 0.16, so I'm happy with it. I'm pretty happy. Here, the weekly daily percent gains. You can see it kind of took a little bit of a hit on Monday, then recovered that on Tuesday. You can see SPY was basically neutral these 2 days, so there wasn't that much money to be made. Here, and I went a bit early on this trade because in the end it totally outperformed, so it just took a bit of time. But yeah, and then we earned here, and then here was a little bit negative. So, I mean, Dow also in the negative, so it's not that bad. Green to red, so 33 to 21. This a little bit decreased from last time, as I think this week we had around 1, 2, 3 red days. While You can see, wow, interesting. Dow and the -4 the days are red. For SPY, it looks like only one of them, and for Nasdaq, it was always except one of them. So yeah, I think it decreased a little, but this is still a good ratio. Profitable trades at 67%, is the same. So yeah, the means did increase, so the mean gain increased by quite a bit, 0.05, and then the losses also increased by a little bit, so -0.02, not that bad. It's also good to state here that my gains, this is the first times in which the gains are greater than the losses, the means. That's really good. It's not by much, but it's still greater, so that's impressive. So the standard deviation did increase by 0.03 because of that huge day we had. And then SPY, same mean for gain, and decreased a little bit its losses, so that's good. And then also standard deviation decreased. So if we look at all this together, so here we have the mean thing that I normally do, and in this case we actually we're still over it, so that's really good. We want to be equal or over, so we are gaining and losing respectively the same amounts respectively. And then our gains could be at 0.67 or -0.74, so that would basically mean here we go right here. So yeah, so 0. Right, so 717, what was let me check. -74 and 67, okay. -74 and 67. So we can lose 0.04 and even decrease to only one more here. So yeah, we're doing quite good right now. I think having the gain over the losses is a good way to end it, to be honest. Even SPY doesn't even have that by 0.3 and 0.3, so yeah. Let's see, and our standard deviations, so you can see this, it did increase the difference, so that's really good. How our standard deviation did increase by quite a bit, so by 0.08. So I mean, it did increase, but I think that's fine, to be honest. It's not that worrisome. I mean, Nasdaq, I was looking at it, and Nasdaq has similar standard deviations to us. So you can basically think my strategy is in a way the same as Nasdaq in a bull market, and I don't have the data to do it in a bear market. I hope next semester there's some bear periods where I can test it. So then I can see, okay, well, then it outperformed, maybe at SPY, or it didn't, because Nasdaq normally loses the most in bad periods. So like, maybe it only lost as much as SPY. So then you have a good combination of both. That would be the appeal of it. Earning more is just a benefit. You want to kind of lose less. So. And then here, mean transactions decreased by a bit. The day trade also decreased. Week cents, 4 cents, and yeah, it would have been around 3, but then I sold the long-term stuff, so then I gave it one more. And here's the overall, so 8.864. So this is for 2.5 months, 2 months and 2 weeks. And basically, I think it was quite good. I'm kind of stopping it right now because next week I do have a lot of tests, and then after that week I have the finals, so I kind of have to study for that and be careful on that. My NYU Stern decision comes out on Thursday, so it would be, if I get in, that would be really good. And I hope if I get in, then I don't have to worry too much about my finals. So that's okay. And then I also held I was really deciding, should I do it one more week or not? And then I did a shareholder vote for that, and then it ended up being to no. So yeah, so I'm just gonna stop it. It's been a good time, and I want to restart this in January, and then I might do a pause in between January and June. I might do like a halfway pause. If people just the halfway pause, probably just to rest a little, and then do it again, and then and then I'll start college after June. So, and I think I'll keep on doing this in college. We'll see. Depends how it goes next semester. I'll see. So yeah, thank you. Bye.